Hello there, this is a video to showcase my 25-ton homemade log splitter. We're going to do the video in three parts. So first of all I'm going to present it to you, and then I'll show some pictures of the design and fabrication process, and then right at the end I'll do a time lapse where I will split some oak into the link box of the tractor there, and you'll kind of see in a time lapse roughly what speed we're going at with her. So this is my 25-ton log splitter. This is entirely homemade. I started in February 2023 by compiling a playlist of other videos to inspire me, trying to get some ideas for it. And then I just went to the scrapyard, and I can say that about 60% of what's on this is all scrapyard material. So you can see here the main mechanics of it. It's got a Honda GX390 engine, so a 15 horsepower engine, which has got a key start and battery, with a very high-tech battery strap here, which allows it to be started on the key. So 15 horse engine, and coupled to the engine is a single stage high output hydraulic pump. Now my long-term goal is to put a two-stage pump on this, which should be quicker and more efficient, but I've got a little bit of trouble. I have to get the bell housing adapted for it, and I just haven't got that finished yet. So for the moment we're sticking with the single stage pump. Up on the control end of it, we've got a two-speed hydraulic power bank for the main ram, which has got, so you got one speed and then two speeds, and then it's got an automatic return where it will return automatically until the push plate hits against here, and then that knocks the lever back into the manual position. Over here we've got a twin lever control bank with 3/8 hoses, and those are to control this ram here, which is a 13-ton ram, which has got the lifting table on it, the lifting table which lifts the wood obviously up towards us. And over here the second ram is for this, or the second lever is for this 9-ton ram, which allows us to move the splitting head up and down. The splitting head is controlled with a kind of triangular mechanism here, which allows the ram to push out, which obviously moves this end of the triangle up, moving the head, which is in a slot. Now you can see with use on the machine, she has actually loosened off some of these bolts, so we'll have to get that tightened up again soon. The splitting head is 50mm thick solid steel, which has been cut on a machine to have this cutting face, and then it's also got on the wings, I think it's 20mm or 1-inch material here, which has been chamfered down, and all of that was done on a cutting machine in the Michelin factory in Clermont-Ferrand. Up at the front here then we've got the aluminium reception table. Now this table isn't particularly fancy, but it does its job. It allows to catch the wood, and then whenever we want to transport the splitter, she comes up into this position with a locking pin down on the drawbar. On the drawbar we've got I think it's 70mm U channel with the hitch of a ball hitch of a caravan, and the handbrake and all has been actually hooked up again, so that we can use that. Coming back down here then, the main ram on the log splitter is a 25-ton ram off a bin lorry, a garbage truck, and that has got all its 3/4 inch ports, but there's all 1/2 inch piping going to it at the moment. The goal with that is that if one day we were going to upgrade it to like a 28 GPM pump, we could actually upgrade these hoses all to 3/4 inch and upgrade the main control bank as well to 3/4 inch. But for the moment, it's all working on 1/2 inch, and then the other auxiliaries are working on 3/8. The tank is a 70-litre tank. 70-litre tank with an 1.5 inch feed, and it's a 3/4 inch return, although we could take it up to like 1.25 inch, I think. So it's got a really big return filter, which is really nice. You can see we've got some the tank, actually, yes, to stay on the tank is stainless steel, and it's a split tank, so the tank has got a division in it, which I'm not really sure what good that is, but that's the way I bought it. So the wheels, 16-inch wheels, off an old truck with a differential, which is still there, just connected with U-bolts to the chassis. And then, as you can see, the lifting table is made with 60mm by 6mm thick angle iron. Now the problem, although it's very strong, I'm actually glad, because someone recommended me to buy 50mm by 5mm, but even with this 60mm stuff, you can see that it's already starting to bend a wee bit, so you just have to be gentle with her, I suppose. And then one last thing to show you is that here I've got my clocks. So this is all in French. Lavage is washing, and rinçage is rinsing, and that's because these clocks come off an old industrial dishwasher, and the 50 to 60 degrees then corresponds to the thermostat, which I put in the hydraulic tank, and that allows me to keep track on the oil temperature. So you can see that the ambient temperature of the oil is about 20 degrees roughly Celsius. And then on the other side, this is the rinçage, which is 90 degrees, and at the moment this thermostat isn't hooked up, but I would eventually like to hook it up to the motor, just to have an idea of the motor temperature. And then in the center is a pressure clock for the 25-ton main splitting ram, which again isn't hooked up at the moment, but eventually we'll get that hooked up, and that'll allow us to know how much pressure is coming off the main push plate. Now, the push plate is very thick. This is 1/2 inch plate, 2 layers of 1/2 inch plate welded together with a 1/4 inch checker plate welded to that. The checker plate, which obviously allows the wood not to move around too much. And then down here we've got the same again, 2 times 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch again, which allows us to have this slide, and the slide then obviously allows to keep a track on the beam, keep her nice and straight on the beam. And all of this is held together with inch, I think it's inch or 3/4 inch bolts. Can't quite remember, but anyway, you can see that they're pretty hefty, and these holes took a long time to drill, but it all works well. You can see here the main cutting bed, we've got 500mm of travel. That's because in France we mostly work with 500mm firewood, but you'll see the pile of oak behind me is all 250mm. So I mean, you can do up to, I think, 600 on her, but mostly we work around 500 here. So yep, there you go. I'm going to just fire her up here, and then you'll hear it going. Okay, now we're going to fire up the log splitter so you can hear her going. So we come over here, and we turn the key on, and we'll actually try and start her on the key just so you can hear that. So as you can hear, it's pretty loud, and normally we have to work with some kind of ear protection, but we do our best, and this is the log splitter now working. So I just show you the main functions on it. So you can see that the head is up and down nice and smoothly. And then the log table the low gear, and then this is in the high gear. And then this is the auto return. As you can hear, the pump is just a little bit too big for the engine on the single stage, but whenever we put a two-stage pump in, she should actually not stall the engine as much as that. It can cut wood running fast, but you just have to be pretty careful not to stall her. So I'm going to set it up here on a tripod, and then I'll give you just a little bit of a view of cutting some logs at normal speed. There you go. So as you can see, the machine works well with 25 ton of power. I mean, this isn't the best quality oak in the world, but I've had some pretty naughty stuff through it, and it just goes no problem right through it, and it's pretty quick, especially whenever you're splitting the 500mm stuff. This 25mm stuff's a bit slow because the auto return, obviously you don't want her to go all the way back in, or else you're wasting a whole lot of time. But anyway, there's some wee things like that still tiring out on it, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with it. So in the next part of the video, I'll put in some photos of the design process. I'm not an engineer by any means, but all of this was hand built, and you can kind of see what that looks like. And then right at the end of the video, I'll put in a time lapse of filling up one link box load of wood, and you'll see how quick that goes as well. All right. So there you have it, a nice link box load of sticks cut and ready to stack. Now the time lapse was about just over 4 minutes, so that's times 5. It's about 20 minutes for a full link box load of sticks. Now maybe you'll tell me in the comments that that's not that fast, but if you watched good, you'll have seen that there was some really big knotty stuff in it, and even if you could do it quicker with an axe, I still prefer doing it like this and not having my back done in at the end of the day, because at this rate here, you can easily just keep going the whole day long. You can see there, that's what I have to do for the rest of today, and then I'll have to go back over to that pile and finish that up as well at some point. So anyway, let me know what you think. Is this splitter fast, slow? Does it give you some ideas for your own? Let me know, and we'll see you in the next video.